That's kind of.
And the guy with the chop saw. I mean, we get the whole thing is working. I don't know if you were there, because the whole thing is
Yeah.
working, and he goes, "Oh yeah, I already bought another one."
Yep.
Oh.
So I'll give this one
Well,
to my
I was
son.
like, yeah, I'm gonna give this one to my son.
You guys are live.
Yeah, Osterloh.
Yeah,
Right.
Ron Osterloh.
No, it's the other one.
Yeah, he was the one who did the
Right.
soapbox derby down
Yeah.
Second
I
Street.
can't remember.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, we ready?
You're live.
Okay, call to
away.
order. Do we have a quorum?
Not here.
Okay. Just make a note that Leah Spiegel and Tony Smith and Steve Clements are here. And you said somebody was joining later.
Or ODF.
Brittany,
Okay.
Speaker.
Okay, anything else for the agenda? Okay,
Who brought in goodies?
approval of the minutes. I didn't see anything when
I didn't see anything either.
I wasn't here, but did you guys do the transfer tower of chairpersons? Cause it says.
Mhm.
In the minutes, I think it said Smith called the meeting to order. Is that correct?
Yes,
Mhm.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
and then
That's my only
Jennifer,
question.
Jen was,
Jen is
is
now
chair.
the chair, yeah. you're-
and I'm vice, and that's why I'm running the show.
Yep, got it. Just wanna make sure that was still true. You started the meeting and.
We have a motion?
to approve the minutes?
Yep. Second, all those in favor say aye. Aye. No public comments unless somebody online, okay, we're good. Old business, Safeway trees.
Stu, you wanna take that?
Okay, hang on. Who did the agenda approval? Which is still
Leah
Spiegel
made
Smith,
the
Spiegel Smith,
motion, Tony seconded it, and we all approved it.
And you did minutes already also,
Yep.
right?
He's fast.
That's really good. I just have to type it.
Mhm.
Alright, yeah, 1 second. I'm almost caught up. Plus this keyboard. Okay, so the Safeway tree follow-up is this. I send an email once a week to the Safeway manager and eventually with no reply, because I talked to her in person at one point about 3 or a month ago or whatever. Talked to her at some point in the past and I said, can I get your card so I can email you the request? And that way we're all good and you can forward it on to corporate if you need to. So Teresa and I laid out a pretty clear email about the desires of the commission and how we could help and how we couldn't help and what they need to do and what we would do, how much it might cost. And haven't heard back from her, followed up with her in person one other time. Hey, did you get my email? Yeah. Okay, well, let us know. Sent her the second email last Tuesday. Hey, I've got a commission meeting coming up Tuesday. Gave her a week and she didn't reply. So I sent her another one today. It's on my calendar every single Tuesday. So I'm gonna do that for a little bit and then eventually, we'll just probably, hey, I haven't been able to reach our local manager. Can you please help with this email? I'll send it to corporate and just as a staff email to them. And I think that's, unless there's objections, that's my strategy.
I drafted a letter,
Yeah.
Yes.
We just made it into a.
okay,
Into a,
email,
here are the commitments we need from you, here's what we can do for you.
Gotcha.
And
it's a little more, yeah,
So we used yours and then bullet pointed it.
Okay.
so-
yeah, I mean, at some point, I think we should just contact corporate office.
Right.
I mean, if you not getting any response from her, then, and
Well-
it does sound like there's a part of their corporate policy for
That was in there.
net
We
zero.
put that in there.
Okay,
And the reason that we went this route is because I forwarded it to Robert, just for his input. And he was the one that pointed out, well, have you talked with the manager? Are we going over her head?
Oh.
And I said, well, yes, I have, but we don't have anything in
Right.
writing.
Oh,
And so,
Put it in
okay.
there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I wanted her business card, so it can be very like paper trail sort of thing,
Mhm.
And that way I can send it to corporate if we need
That
to, and
makes
say, hey,
sense.
reached out 3 or 4 times, so just wondering if you could help expedite. We have a volunteer commission that would like to help, whatever. So,
Okay, good. Thanks for doing all that.
yeah.
excuse me.
But I mean, she's busy, it's probably not her top priority, but it's okay, we'll just squeaky do it.
yeah, you caught that, I don't know, I'm trying to think, what was the $200 for? I'll have to go back and look at the list. Sorry, I'm looking at, Anyway.
What?
You lost me there.
Lost, I'm gone.
Okay.
All right, so we got that Safeway trees, master plan goal, and then we,
Yeah, so in the Parks 5-year master plan, my task was to identify low income, low canopy areas and see what we could do as far as outreach to those areas, funding for work in those areas. I have been looking at some online tools for identifying those areas that will fit in with the ODF funding requirements, because all that money has to be focused toward underserved communities. Lee and I looked at one today that was better than the CGS one that I shared with you last time,
Okay.
and I will send that out to you guys.
Oh, the link to that.
Yeah, the
thing,
link to
yeah.
that
Where
one.
was this one at?
16th, so from Geckler to kind of like Wildflower,
Oh.
where they put in those new houses.
Yes.
Right.
And then they put in fences, you know, and so it's like the right of way is a no man's land kind of, right?
right.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
but-
Again, there's no trees on that 16th, once you get
right,
past, yeah,
right,
yeah.
And so if you just
And
type
then I'm sure
in
they'd get water because it's
tree
all.
equity
Yeah.
We can do
score.
it this year.
You wanna do it? Okay, it's www.treeequityscore.org.
Yeah, and that's cool because it.
One second, that's when I need to mute it. It's just Zoom. Need to mute.
As you hover over
It's gonna
the,
be behind, but just keep going. I'll turn this volume down too.
as you hover over the map, it changes, you know, has the score and it has the big box of color for LeGrand. He has like 4 different colors, right? In the average score, I guess, but as you.
Take me through it, guys. Here's the thing.
Who put this together?
American
So-
Forests.
Yeah, American Forest.
So
There
that's
should
an
be a map.
industry.
If you scroll
Local
down.
analyzers, is that the one you
Well,
want?
Scroll down,
yeah,
scroll,
it's
find
just
your tree
data.
equity score.
Huh.
There. And then zoom in on the Grande.
So where do they get their data from? Is it off of our
Denver.
website?
There's a whole bunch of.
There's a whole bunch of parameters that they look at.
Whoa, we're green,
Closer. Community.
scroll up.
There you go. Keep going up,
There's
up.
Baker.
There you go. Oh,
Up
you're so
there.
close. Yep. Yeah. And yeah, just keep zooming in.
Yeah, as you zoom in.
Oh my gosh, mouse, come on. Oh my gosh.
Oh, no.
That's
That's all right.
that's the problem
Oh.
with laptops. I love my keyboard.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go.
So,
Right where we're
you
sitting?
can zoom in just a little so you can see the whole city maybe.
The
Zoom
number
out?
changes?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry.
I'm sorry, yes, zoom out.
Okay.
And then where Leah was looking at today is on 16th Street, which would be one of the lower 2 in the
Kind of
south.
south.
Down, and you have to probably
It's
down
prob-
lower.
You
down,
know,
right
yeah,
there,
right around in
Right
there.
there. So that's our lowest equity score. And Stu, if you scroll down on this left-hand menu, yeah, it'll show you the parameters that they use to determine that.
Keep going down a little
13%.
more.
Will it not go
It
down any?
won't let me go down there.
Maybe
Can
zoom.
you minimize that top thing?
Nope, that's not.
Top line?
Ooh, wrong
That
one.
one, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. Maybe, sorry.
Minimize, what do you want to do?
I was wondering if you could minimize where all that stuff at the top, sometimes there's a.
Oh, this stuff up here?
Yeah.
Well, let's try this. What if we do zoom?
There you go.
Oh,
So
yeah, there it
then,
was.
then you can see on the left-hand side there, the things that they look at.
Yeah, all the data.
It's kind of hard to see, people of color, people in poverty.
Oh, nice.
Children and seniors, health
Health.
burden index.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wow,
so-
so they've got data from lots of different sources.
Yeah.
That's,
and so
Yeah.
I think this would be probably, I will look and see if, I'm pretty sure this is one that they linked to from ODF, so
bet.
I think it's an okay one that
Yeah.
we could use.
They
Health
know the
burden
current
index.
canopy cover too, is that from our stuff?
No,
Yeah, it's
your-
from,
It's
it's from,
probably satellite.
GPS,
what's that called?
satellite.
Yeah.
Lab, whatever.
LiDAR,
LiDAR, thank you,
Okay.
thank you.
sort of see it there.
They have LiDAR of the city.
They did, I think they did a LiDAR of the whole state. This may not be LiDAR, this could be just
Satellite.
satellite.
Okay.
Well,
Because we
it's
can have
interesting that it
LiDAR
also
on the
includes
forests.
Island City,
Mhm.
right? So it includes Island City.
And I don't know what they scored, I didn't look over there. It's pretty good at where, that's
61.
like Stu's neighborhood.
Linguistic isolation. Wow.
68, 673, so we're the best right here where we're at.
Yeah, up on the hillside.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the old, well, and you know what? That's the oldest part of town.
Right.
Cause the trees are big.
Yeah,
Yeah, and this place on 16th, they've just built those things,
Yeah.
you know,
yeah.
the last 10 years or whatever.
South side, southwest, yeah, that makes sense.
So anyway, and that's hopefully, I'm hoping that we get a little more input from Brittany
Is,
on that. This
is that the lowest on this map?
Yeah, I think it was.
But see, as he moves his mouse around within those colored areas, it shows you
Yeah.
different,
I was gonna go, where was that low one right here, right?
Yeah.
like you can,
We can come in here.
I think you can get more refined. Oh,
Yeah,
huh.
maybe
No.
not.
I
Maybe
thought it
not.
was, that's funny.
What if you click there?
Yeah, I was doing this, just give me the 48 over and
Huh.
over again. Here's 16th though.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
so anywho,
Interesting.
so what we need to be thinking about is how we want to approach, publicizing this and getting buy-in from people in that area. So, and that's what I'm hoping I can get some direction from PDF on that a little.
Those
help.
new homes, wasn't that a little subdevelopment they put in? Or
They're not even sold yet.
There's, well, there's,
A couple of
there's,
them.
it's variable, but yeah, so I think there's maybe one of those, is it a private, I know it's private to the east. That Jacob or whatever is like
Yeah.
a big block of private.
Yeah, and then the one
But
that,
the other ones.
that Grant, or that Gus
Gus.
did too, that's a private
So that
development.
little road with the big fancy houses.
Yep.
But then there's one with smaller houses and.
it'd be nice if we
Across
could
the
just
street.
line that whole street,
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
because there's no overhead lines.
right, there's nothing, and
Yeah.
also there's gotta be water, I mean, it's.
Yeah, once you get up and over the swell, then you might not have it, but
Yeah.
you come down, it is, I bet all that ground's got
There's just so
easy
much
water
surface,
underneath.
yeah.
Yeah, so what I need to do is check in with Kyle to see if they have any sidewalk projects planned in the near future for that area. And then I also need to see if he has an overlay for fiber optic, which I don't know if he does or not. So I need to check into those two things.
Yeah, that would be the only drawback is to find out where all the lines are, because
Yeah.
if it's not above ground, it's under.
Mhm.
Right.
And what we wanna do is, if it's in the street, that wouldn't be a problem, but if it's in the right of way, then we don't wanna put trees over the top of it, because that'll just hose it.
Yeah,
Right.
and it kind of depends, like, cause I mean, we plant trees over the water lines and the sewer lines all the time because they're down deep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
The fiber optic and the gas, those are the tricky ones.
yeah.
So,
it depends on
The
what they're,
thing
also-
seems to me is that those properties right now, none of them face 16th, it's up, and so they don't probably even, I mean, that's why I was wondering, like, and there's a fence, so I think in the normal other areas of the city, the landowner is supposed to be taking care of down out to the street, right?
right, that's a
But
good
There's a
question.
fence,
Yeah, that'd
and
be-
it
that
looks
might-
like they don't even know that they're supposed to, if they are supposed to be.
Yeah,
that'd be a
No.
good question
What street is
for
it?
Mike.
16th.
But
Yeah,
there's
talking
the other,
about Jacobs or whatever you said
Well,
before.
across the street from there, yeah.
yeah, that's a good point, Leah.
So like if we go and knock on their door and say we wanna put, well, that's not mine, they're not even gonna,
I don't care.
so I don't know how you start to.
Yeah, and that might be,
That's part of the outreach and stuff.
Yeah.
To figure out,
Yeah,
that'll be key for this commission to do outreach and also help with, well, actually doing it, but also strategizing.
yeah,
Well, the permit for planning, whatever, didn't they have to have their trees specified on that? And it's only in the development, is that right?
In their land development plan, yeah, when they submitted a land development plan, they were required to put, so many trees in the private development. I'm not sure, I should pull that plan back out. Because technically, the developer would have been required to put trees in the right of way. So I'll have to check on that,
Huh,
Yeah, you could be.
unless it was, I don't know, unless they
Yeah.
gave him some kind of,
Right.
they're always doing
Yeah,
that.
what's interesting on this Jacob is that.
yeah,
I'm
that's,
looking-
the whole thing is private though.
Right,
It's like a smaller than normal
Yeah.
street,
Yep.
smaller, it's all, they
Even
got
streets,
totally,
right? Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
yeah, but and what they're doing is they're actually, I'm looking at a satellite image now.
yeah. we looked
And
at that
they've
today.
got parking, there's got a sidewalk and they've got parking right.
Yeah, there's
Well,
that
yeah,
place
there's-
is.
Yeah, there's no way
that's
you're
a
gonna
total
put trees
different-
in
No,
there.
no, yeah,
Yeah,
That's what I
and
thought you were talking about.
theoretically, they won't be able to do that going forward.
right, because supposedly fixed
And
the
this-
ordinance.
Yeah, and then the next one down,
But on the other side of 16th,
Right.
those, I don't think that's
Yeah,
the same deal with that
yeah, that's that.
private road, like Camus Court, isn't that a regular city street?
No,
No,
I think that's a
that's
private,
private.
well, comes in from 12th.
Yeah, that's also a private street.
Yeah, boy, that's a big, I hadn't realized how big that
Yeah,
twists and turns all the way through there.
yeah, so that's I don't know, we have to figure out.
And then the one north of it is the one Gus did,
Right.
that's the senior only kind of
Right.
thing. That's where Lillard's got a house now.
Oh.
And all that's, there's space along there. And then
Right,
across the
there is
way,
a lot of space,
yeah,
it just seems like, yeah, and then across the way, I don't, there's space.
yeah,
Right,
So step one, as I understand, is to find a tool that works where we can easily reference sort of canopy cover, right?
yep,
And then step two is figuring out outreach, which would include who owns the street, what's the right of way, whatever, all the details. And then the next step would be the outreach, whatever that is, whether it's door hangers or door knocking or letters or whatever.
Except like before that, we'd have to do, like Teresa was saying, because of this grant has these parameters, make sure that, not just canopy, but it's,
Yep, low income,
Like,
high.
right, so that
something,
probably wouldn't
yeah.
fit for those fancy big
Right,
houses, but
right.
those other ones are a little more like double wides and.
Well, remember, this isn't all dependent on funding either, right? Because this
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
like I mean, we do have a tree budget and we also have a voluntary planting program that we do twice a year. So
Yeah.
if the outreach could include just like, hey, did you know the city can give you a tree for only blank dollars and we'll plant it for you and we'll mulch it and all you have to do is water it, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it doesn't have to be all grant parameters.
no,
It could be a lot of that too.
yeah, the grant, was thinking more on the order of either some sort of program for trees on private property or funding of long-term maintenance. Because that is a barrier for
Mhm.
people,
Yeah,
they don't wanna pay to take care of it.
Right.
Or water too, yeah.
Or water it,
Right.
because city water is expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay, we good?
Mhm.
Good on the master plan goal?
So,
Okay,
well, I guess we could have moved that down,
yeah,
Yeah.
moving on to new business, is this where Brittany's coming in?
not till 6.
yeah,
Not
and
till
not till
6,
six.
so
So
we
So
can
let's
keep
go
10
on
minutes or
the
so.
other.
Okay, tree care workshop,
So Brittany kind of pumped the brakes on that, and then we had kind of just talked back and forth about doing it on our own. I do have the one I do for the master gardeners, that's ready to go. It's geared for homeowners primarily, it's not really geared for tree services. But that's an option if we wanted to make that available to the public. And then if we wanted something more, a little in-depth, more aimed at professional tree services, then we have to put together something different. it could certainly be done. There's tons of information out there.
So the the enticement for the professional tree service people would be
CE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
CE credits, so
Yeah.
that, you lost video, okay. Yeah,
And and I think once, that Scott and Brittany get through all this IRA stuff, and plus they're hiring 2 or 3 new people to help with this. So I think once they kind of get through this big push and get that coordinated and under their belt, then I think they're gonna be able to get back to the regular work of outreach to communities. So it's just not great timing for them right now. So however you guys wanna pursue that, it's good with me.
Well, I guess, the thing, I don't know, maybe this is too big of a bite. Kind of the thing that I was thinking is, it'd be nice if we could get the other communities, and so maybe the thing to do would be to contact people in those other communities to see if they,
Are
think,
interested.
right.
yeah,
And I think it would be really important for ODF to be involved if we were looking at bringing in other communities.
Oh, yeah.
And also maybe Oregon Community Trees, because part of our
Mm.
mandate is education.
Mhm.
So, but that would be a good first step, I think, just reaching out to the different communities and just saying, hey, would you be interested in this? So,
You have just the workshop still?
yeah, still talking about the workshop. When could ODF be available?
Probably more like June or something. huh?
Yeah,
Probably
because
hiring in the spring.
the grant opens March and closes, I can't remember when.
So what about the idea of doing, and maybe, I don't know, I'm just thinking pie in the sky thing.
Brittany's coming in right now, you can see.
Move it out till the fall.
Yeah.
And maybe work it in with the day that we're doing, that, that we have some trees to plant. So we do the workshop, and then, people can stick around and get their hands dirty and can show them how we do it in our community. We have a group of volunteers and we go out and do this, holes are pre-dug, stuff is ready for them, and all people do have to do is get the hole cleaned out and get the tree in there. And so I don't know, combining the workshop when ODF is available, with other communities, and then having, it doesn't have to be all the trees get planted, but it might be, enough of them that whoever attends from the community can see how we do things. But I think testing the water with other communities and waiting until ODF is available to lead the thing, not that you're not capable of doing it. but-
Well, it really is their deal. When they're working with communities, that's kind of what they're.
Particularly if you're reaching out
They're
at,
supposed to do.
yeah, particularly if you're reaching out to other communities, like we could get somebody from Baker County to come, somebody from Malawa, somebody from Pendleton,
Yeah.
Hermiston area. It would be,
Well,
it'd
and
be
if
a
I
bigger
went to
regional
the
thing than
Dry
just-
Ciders meeting, I could
Easy pitch.
throw that out there.
Brittany, can you hear everybody thumbs up?
Yeah, I can.
Okay,
Oh,
cool.
hi, Brittany.
You're muted, so we can't hear you yet, so not because you're muted, because I have you muted on my end. So we'll give, because there's some lag possibly, so I'm just, gonna leave you off for now. We're almost to you though.
Well, I think
We are.
if we've covered tree care workshop, we could back up.
Yep.
Well, except we kind of went around it, right?
Right, we didn't make a
decision.
decision.
Do you wanna
Right.
make a decision on
Well,
waiting
I-
until blank day? Do
I
you wanna-
think what we're doing is still fishing for information. We ODF can't be available till the
Yeah,
fall.
I mean, if,
So a reach out to the other communities and find out when they could be available in the fall. And then next month, we could come and make a decision.
yeah, so
Determine the
if
interest.
Yeah.
you would like me to reach out to some of those, I don't know the people,
Well, I think probably a Dry Ciders meeting would be a good place to start.
Yeah,
is that gonna be before the
it's
summer?
like, yeah, it's like every couple of months, yeah. So
Okay,
that's
yeah.
just other parks and recreation departments, and
Right.
they'll
Right.
have contacts in those towns,
Yep.
and hopefully we can recruit some that way.
Or, yeah, or just see
Yeah,
if
Just
there's.
see if
kinda-
there's any interest, yeah.
So there's a decision.
There you go. I like it.
Okay.
Okay, Brittany,
Okay,
what-
backtracking to ODF, IRA, FBI, CIO, UFOs,
Yeah.
grant funding, and when you wanna bring Brittany in, you go right ahead.
Okay, so Brittany's here, but I'm gonna mute the room and I'm gonna turn on the other volume, and then I'm gonna. Yeah. See, we're getting all this
That was-
feedback, Brittany, I'm so sorry, let me
Way back.
see. If.
You know,
this
way
is gonna
that,
be
that was
Yeah.
weird, cause,
Yeah.
because I'm looking at this,
Can we
you
just
know,
shut the live
and-
stream off?
Yeah, we can, yeah, this is super old. Okay, Brittany, hang tight, 1 second. Okay, I don't know how